Hey guys, how's it going? So I need to give some background for this video. So my friend Gage shared a community post from this guy named Neon Penguin. Now I had no idea of this guy's existence at all, and I wouldn't have known if I hadn't come across Gage sharing this community post. Now I saw this, and I read the post, and it came across to me as a bunch of self-pitying, whining, crybaby bullshit. And it bothered me enough to the point to where I decided to go onto the post and speak my mind and call it out as such. Now, before I get into anything else, I just want to say I've been thinking about making this video on this topic more or less for a while, because I've started to see more videos pop up on YouTube where it's titled, you know, I'm 35 and I don't have any friends, or, oh, I'm 30 years old and I've never had a boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. And I've seen these videos pop up more and more and more. And to me, it's the most obnoxious shit ever. Because most of those people are just posting those types of videos with those specific titles because they're looking for a big fucking pity party. That's all it fucking is. They're looking for a big fucking pity party and attention. Now look, I understand that everyone has their problems. Like, some people have gone through far more shit than others. Some people have difficulties, and some people have, you know, difficulties with social situations and making friends and finding a romantic partner. And you know what? I get that and I understand that, and I'm not trying to talk shit on everyone who goes through that sort of thing. You know, I get that everyone's going through their own shit. I'm not trying to belittle anyone's struggles or anything like that by making this video, and I'm not talking down to every single person who fits into that category. And not every person who struggles with those sorts of things is the same as this guy that I'm going to respond to. However, when it comes to videos like that and people like that, it annoys the fuck out of me. Because instead of actually being productive and doing something to improve their own lives, or doing anything, it's nothing but pity me, poor fucking me. When there are other people out there who have gone through way fucking more, who go through struggles every single day, struggles that I couldn't even comprehend going through, and yet they're still able to live a fulfilling life. You know, there are people, and I'll get more into this as I respond to this community post, but, you know, there's so many people going through all sorts of shit, and yet they're able to still live a fulfilling life. So if those people are still able to do that, what's your fucking excuse? Really? You know, like, what is your excuse? I'm so done. I'm so, like, over this mentality of, well, you know, if anyone who complains about, you know, about being whatever, you know, everyone's experience is valid, everyone's struggle is valid. It's not your place to say whether someone, no, fuck that. Some people are fucking attention seekers. They are. Some people are attention seekers, and some people just want attention and pity, and that's all it is. And they're too fucking lazy and, quite frankly, mentally weak to do anything to improve their life or their situation whatsoever. You know, it is what it is, and I'm tired of people tiptoeing around every single person who makes posts like this. People like this don't deserve pity. They deserve a boot in the ass. So, without further ado, now, as I said, Gage had shared a community post, and this guy is, I believe he's basically an incel. I don't like using that word because I think that the word incel is just so fucking overused at this point. People will call other people incels for just to call them incels as a pejorative term, when it has a specific definition. And, you know, it's kind of like the word cuck or any other word that's been used to death at this point. But I believe this guy is a real deal incel, and I think he even says as such. I've read over a few of his posts, so I'm pretty sure that's what he considers himself. But, you know, if I'm wrong, we'll find out. But I want to read the first post that Gage had shared, then I'll move on to a post that he made as kind of like a response to myself and Damien and Gage and a few other people that have been criticizing him. And I also just want to say this too. You know, this person, of course, is trying to now play victim and saying that we're harassing him and we're doing this for attention and yada, yada, yada. which is very rich coming from, the same guy who's sharing photos of Elliot Rodger and, several other guys who did shit who were in the same vein as this guy, who were just a bunch of fucking losers, is the best way to put it. They're a bunch of fucking losers who are too weak, too lazy, too self-entitled, too narcissistic to actually do anything substantial to improve their own lives and their own situations. If you're not fulfilled, whether it's with your friendships or your relationships, or you don't have either of those things, the problem isn't everyone else, it's you. It's always you. You're the problem. If you don't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, that's a you problem, and you can do things to change that. Same thing with friends. There are all sorts of ways to make friends, especially in today's day and age. So there's no excuse. It's not everyone else's fault. It's your own fault. And when you make public posts and public videos for public consumption on the internet, you are going to catch all sorts of reactions, including criticism. So you don't have the right to say that we're just running some sort of harassment campaign on you, and that little friend of yours that you got defending you, that same guy has defended Amos Yee and defends sex offenders regularly. So, just pointing that out there. But yeah, so, you can play victim all you want and whine about the fact that you're finally catching flack for the dumb shit that you post, for the poor pity me shit that you post. But that's the nature of the beast. You post public stuff, you're going to get public scrutiny. That's just the way it goes. As far as I know, you're a fucking grown adult, so you can deal with it like a grown adult. So, finally gonna get into this post. We're 7 minutes in. This might be a long video, just a warning, but alright, so this is the first post that Gage had shared. This was 2 days ago. The post itself was from about 4 months ago. I don't have a lot of friends because I have autism. Okay, right off the bat, we've seen this before with other people that me and my friends have dealt with, using autism as a shield for everything. Dude, plenty of fucking people out there have autism, okay? Several of my friends who are responding to you also have autism, and yet they have friendships, they're in relationships, they work jobs, they have careers that they're happy with, and they live fulfilling lives. It's no fucking excuse, okay? My Zach has autism, and he's able to work a job that he likes, and has a bunch of friends, and is able to live a fulfilling life. So using autism as an excuse is pretty fucking shitty. For one, because you're basically putting everyone who has autism down onto your level. And it's just, again, it's no excuse, okay? There are plenty of people with autism who not only live a fulfilling life, but actually succeed. So, fuck off with that excuse. I'm probably not going to be able to find workplaces for a workplace for some time, since those places usually discriminate against people like me, really. Is that why people with autism work at, countless places, whether it be, grocery stores or, banks or just a variety of different public places? Like, do you have proof of that, or are you just gonna, fling shit at the wall and hope it sticks and no one questions it? Because that's just fucking untrue. And you not being able to find a workplace is also your own fault, because you are severely, severely lazy. You talk about, in some of your other posts, you talk about wanting to abolish capitalism and shit like that. People like that who just want to live off of, the tax dollars of others and mooch and sponge off of others, and you claim that you don't. But, anyone who says that we need to, who follows down the vein of abolishing capitalism, then follows even further and further down, which I believe you have, usually they tend to be welfare queens or welfare kings, and I'm sure that's probably what you are. People who choose to treat me like rubbish are only choosing to do so because of my disabilities. No, they're choosing to do so because of your poor attitude and your laziness and your narcissism and trying to claim that, you are the way you are because of some genetic trait or whatever. No, again, it's the problem is you. It's not everyone else. The fact that you won't take accountability for the shortcomings of your own life. The society doesn't care about us special need individuals. Again, I mean, how many services, how many charities, how many organizations have spoken up in support of people with autism and countless other disabilities? I mean, you see ads all the time. You know, I mean, and not only disabilities, but people of different sexual orientations and stuff like that. Okay, we live in a world where, you know, it's fairly fucking kind to people with disabilities. I'm not saying it's perfect, not by any means, but it's certainly better than it was 100 years ago when someone had a disability, we just, you know, chuck them into some sort of fucking, mental ward and just leave them there in all sorts of horrible conditions. I think we've come a bit of I think we've progressed a little bit since then, so that really doesn't hold water either. Occasionally people act like we're not even human. Okay. If somebody decides to dislike us because we have special needs, again, no, people will just dislike you again because of just how you are and how you present yourself, and because you claim that all of your own issues you can't do anything about, and that it's on other people to solve those issues for you, I guess, or something. You know, if somebody decides to dislike us, it's because we have special needs. As someone with 2 special needs, this makes me feel both sad and angry. I shouldn't have to go through this. I should be free and able to have the same rights as everybody else. Well, you do. You choose not to take advantage of those rights. You know, you have every right that everyone else has. Again, you just are too lazy to actually use those rights to your own advantage. You know, I think when you talk about equal rights, you're really just talking about, every single privilege in this world should be showered upon you. But it's not, because you refuse to work for them. I shouldn't have to go through this. I should be free and able to, yeah. But unfortunately, this doesn't happen for me and many others who are like me, as we are extremely oppressed. Again, we can add another word that's been overused time and time again. Dude, you're not fucking oppressed. Your own oppression is in your own mind. It's in your own lack of actions. That's where your oppression is. I hope more people will use their voices in support for us. Hashtag our lives matter. Hashtag I'm a human too. Hashtag let us have rights. Which no one claimed that your life didn't matter. No one's disputing that you're human. And you have rights. I mean, you have the right to post bullshit like this. You have the right to glorify people like Elliot Rodger. So, fuck out of here with this rights bullshit. So that was the first post. And now I'm going to read a post that was made it's pretty obviously as a response to me and Damien and several others. He didn't use specific names, but it's pretty clear what it's in reference to. So he posted something from, again, his friend Joseph Sneap, who has defended Amos He and is in defense of sex offenders and shit like that. So again, not the best person to be defending you. Just saying, you might want to look into that person a little bit. I sense the enemy of my enemy is my friend here. Let's see. He did nothing. You know what? I'm not even going to read Joseph's post. Fuck that. You can read it for yourselves if you want to. It was fairly recently. It was actually less than 24 hours ago that he posted it. But, alright. So let's get into this one. Inceldom traits are genetic. No. And there are no such thing as inceldom traits. To be an incel is completely up to you. It's your choice. It's a you issue. It's not a society issue. It's not, I didn't cause that, Damien didn't cause that, none of us caused it. That's a you thing. That's a you problem, not everyone else. I'm assuming by inceldom traits you mean, not particularly good looking, not confident, just having this continuous self-pitying attitude, just having a shitty attitude in general. And those are all, at least the attitude is your problem. But, here's the thing, okay? I've met many people in my life, as many other people have met many people in their lives, And, you know, there are some people out there, believe it or not, who really aren't very conventionally attractive. You know, they're not really, not necessarily going to be a model anytime soon, but despite that, they're still able to find girlfriends and or boyfriends and have friends. And why do you think that is? You know, if they don't have conventionally, good looks and stuff like that. Probably because rather than relying on shallow shit like good looks, they actually have a good content of character. You know, they're a good person. They have a good attitude, or they try to have a good attitude. They're a likable person. They're friendly. They actually go out and try to make efforts to develop friendships and relationships and stuff. It's almost like, they may not be the most attractive, but that's compensated by the fact that they have a good, that they're a good, likable person. So looks are not everything, which is very, very cliche, I know, but they're not always everything, I know people who, again, aren't supermodels by any means necessary, who are, some people might even say, are somewhat unattractive, but they're still able to develop, serious romantic relationships and to develop some very good long-term friendships as well. So if people like that are able to do that, what's your excuse? What's exactly holding you back? What's making you into an incel? Okay, to be an incel is your own choice. And it's something that you yourself can change, and only you can change. So that's a self-inflicted problem on your part. No, it's not genetic. That's bullshit. That's just an excuse. Yet another excuse in the litany of excuses that you've been making. So if someone's going to hate on me for something that's just in my genes, again, it's not in your genes. That's all self-inflicted, Right, not really your looks. I mean, it can be depending on what shape you're in. Because if you're someone who is just like in really bad shape, is like fucking obese and stuff, then yeah, that's kind of your own doing. But your facial structure, your eye color, admittedly, yes, those are genetic, but that's not really what you're talking about, I don't think. Your attitude and the way that you live your life is your own choice, and your opinions are the ones that you choose to have. Opinions probably formed by your own narcissism and shitty attitude, but they're being a total close-minded bigot. Again, let's cross off another word that's been overused, bigot. No one's being a closed-minded bigot. If anything, you're the one being closed-minded. You won't work. You refuse to do anything within your own life to improve it. You choose to, from what I can see, be online all the time and posting self-pitying bullshit like this. You choose not to be productive in any sense of the word. That's all true. That's not being closed-minded. It's like recognizing that someone like you has a very shitty attitude when it comes to life and stuff, and the fact that, again, all of your own shortcomings are your own doing. That's not being closed-minded. That's not being a bigot. That's just being truthful and honest. So you're just throwing words out there at this point. And let me tell you, the things I say can't, that's how it's written, can't be proven wrong. Well, yes, they can. That's because, again, what you're saying here is opinions that you've formed. They're subjective. Now, I suppose that since it is your own opinion, I mean, you have your subjective opinion, I have my subjective opinion. But again, what you're trying to claim, again, that being an incel is somehow genetic or inherent, that's not true. That's objectively wrong. So you're just talking bullshit again. Hence why normies and NTS use only insults. I don't know what NTS means, but normies, I assume you mean people like me who actually have decided to, if anything, if I feel anything is lacking in my life, or if I want something, I go for it, I choose to work for it, or I choose to change that thing. And I will continue to do so. If I feel that something is not fulfilled in my life, I will do something to change that. You know, by normies, I'm just going to view that as people who aren't fucking complete, utter losers like you. And I know that's kind of ad hom insult bullshit at this point, but I'm calling it for how it is. I mean, because this guy's there's no other word for it. I could use harsher words, but I mean, really, loser just sums it all up. You know, and you're not a loser because of your looks. You're a loser because of your fucking attitude and how you choose to carry yourself in your life. So, use only insults. I haven't used insults. I've used real, like, arguments and used real points, valid points. Points that other people would probably tell you, and other people would probably be a lot less kind to you than I'm being. I'm not necessarily being kind, but a lot of other people would probably be a lot more harsher and mean than I'm being, so. They lack any other means of disagreement, so they resort to trash-mouthing me. I'm not trash-mouthing you. I went right to your community post and laid out what my problems were with what you were saying. That's not trash-mouthing. I'm telling you exactly how I feel about the shit that you're posting and saying. You know, any other means of disagreement, well, the same thing could be said about you. You're just going to say time and time again that it's not my fault. Not my fault, it's society's fault. It's people like you, you know, it's your fault that I'm like this. It's your fault that I'm discriminated against. It's your fault that I can't, you know, change anything in my life because I won't do anything to change my life. That's all on you. So, it's back at you, I guess. So, yeah, that was about it. You know, I did have a bit of a back and forth on the original post. See if I can pull it up here. There was a chain. Eventually I just gave up because, you know, really, realistically, after a while, it's no point trying to go back and forth with someone like this who is so convinced of their own victim status. It's going to take something pretty major to make them break out of this mindset, if that ever happens, but let's see. I do apologize for the dead air at the moment. It's more self-pitying bullshit, but yeah, he did make something like abolish capitalism and stuff like that, which is weird because he has mixed, like, messages, mixed premises. But, yeah, so, like, right here, I basically just laid out that, you know, he's not oppressed and that people, again, also many people who have autism are able to lead fulfilling lives, and I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I should even read the back and forth that we had, but if you want to check it out, it's a post from about 4 months ago, and again, Gage shared it, so if you want to go and see the back and forth that me and him had, you know, you can do that. But, you know, he also tries to say here that, you know, autism doesn't have the same effect on everyone. And, again, it's more fucking excuses. Now, yes, some people have autism to a more severe degree to where they do need a lot of supervision and probably can't work regular jobs. But I'm going to assume that this guy doesn't have autism to that degree. And he's, again, just being lazy and just making excuses as to why he can't. You know, another thing is that there are people out there who have very debilitating mental illness, like they have schizophrenia that's like so bad to the point to where they can't work because it will affect their job. It will affect their, you know, productivity at work. And there are a lot of people like that who so badly want to work. They want to work and earn money and earn stuff for their loved ones, but they can't. They literally cannot, but they want to so badly. So, you know, what's your fucking excuse? Again, what is your excuse, aside from the excuses that you gave, which aren't excuses? Or at least not good excuses, rather. So, I think that's about it for this one. If there's more shit with this person, I might make another video. But, till then, go to Gage's channel, go to his community tab, and you can see some of this shit for yourself. I'll link his channel below. Please do not go to his, if you do go to his channel, please do not leave a bunch of comments with threats or death threats or threats of physical harm or anything like that. Please, please do not leave anything like that. Attack his arguments and what he's saying. You know, just don't threaten, you know, physical violence or anything like that. So that's it for this one. And I hope you guys have a good day. Peace out.